Movies make medieval castles look like beautiful homes. The truth is much darker. Every wall, every staircase, and every doorway was designed to trap, slow, or kill invading soldiers. Imagine standing in front of a giant stone castle nearly 1,000 years ago. Tall walls stretch high into the sky. Massive towers watch every direction. A deep moat surrounds the fortress, and a heavy wooden bridge slowly rises, cutting off the only easy way inside. It almost feels impossible to get in. But here's the thing. Castles were never built just to look impressive. Every single part had a purpose. The walls, the towers, the gates, and even the small windows were carefully designed to keep enemies out and protect everyone inside. For hundreds of years, castles were the safest places in Europe. Kings ruled from them, nobles lived in them, soldiers defended them. During war, entire villages would run to the castle, hoping its walls could save their lives. And honestly, most people today only know castles from movies and video games. They see huge buildings with flags flying on top and think they were simply giant homes for kings. That could not be further from the truth. These massive stone fortresses were actually powerful military machines. Every hallway, staircase, and doorway was planned to slow enemies down and give defenders the advantage. Some castles survived attacks for months, others held out for years. A few were so well built that invading armies simply gave up and walked away. So how did medieval castles really work? Why were they so hard to capture? And what clever tricks did their builders use that still amaze historians today? Let's step inside and find out. When people think about castles, they usually picture kings wearing golden crowns and sitting on beautiful thrones. But that was only a small part of the story. The biggest job of a castle was protection. Life in medieval Europe was dangerous. Kingdoms fought each other all the time. Powerful lords argued over land, and armies could appear with very little warning. There were no police forces to protect entire regions, and there certainly were no airplanes or satellites to spot danger from far away. If an enemy army showed up, people needed one place where they could survive. That place was the castle. When trouble came, nearby families gathered whatever they could carry and rushed behind the castle walls. Farmers left their fields, blacksmiths stopped working, merchants closed their shops. Everyone hoped the fortress would keep them alive until the enemy gave up. But castles did something else that was just as important. They showed power. A giant stone castle standing on top of a hill sent a clear message to everyone nearby. This land belongs to someone powerful. Even before a battle started, many enemies saw those huge walls and thought twice about attacking. Sometimes the castle won without anyone firing a single arrow. That is a big deal. Building one was also incredibly expensive. It took years of hard work and thousands of workers to move huge stones into place. Only rich kings and powerful nobles could afford projects that large. So every castle became more than just a home. It became a symbol of wealth, strength, and control. And that was exactly what its owner wanted everyone to believe. A castle was only as strong as the ground beneath it. That is why builders spent a lot of time choosing the right place before laying the very first stone. The best castles were usually built on high ground. A hill gave defenders a huge advantage because attackers had to climb uphill while carrying heavy weapons, shields, and armor. By the time they reached the walls, many were already tired. Meanwhile, the defenders had a perfect view of everything happening below. They could see enemy armies long before they arrived. That extra time meant soldiers could prepare weapons, store food, close the gates, and warn nearby villages. Some castles were built beside rivers, others stood near important roads where merchants traveled every day. This allowed the castle's owner to control trade, collect taxes, and watch everyone entering or leaving the area. In some places, nature became part of the castle's defense. Steep cliffs protected one side, deep forests covered another, fast-moving rivers blocked easy access. Instead of fighting nature, medieval builders used it to make their castles even stronger. And if nature did not provide enough protection, people created their own. They dug wide moats around the castle. Many people imagine moats full of hungry crocodiles. Honestly, that almost never happened. Most moats were simply deep ditches filled with water or left dry. Even without dangerous animals, they made life much harder for attacking armies. Siege towers could not roll across them. Heavy battering rams became difficult to move. Soldiers struggled to reach the walls. A simple ditch could slow an entire army. That shows how smart medieval engineers really were.